Hi, these comments are for MA. This is Michael from BetterTOEFLScores.com. So you took the TOEFL test. I saw the email. It says in the title, I took the TOEFL exam for a second time. And then you had two files attached to the email. So it looks like you're kind of looking over your results and you're thinking about things that you can do to improve your academic English, correct? You want me to give you feedback on those things. Okay, how about this? So let's take a look at what you wrote here. Give me a quick second here. Let's see what we can say. Okay, so you say I took the exam 27th, I got 78, reading 14, listening 21, speaking 19, writing 24. Okay, good job. Okay, so let's see. You say the second time that I took the TOEFL exam, I read 4 passages in the reading part, and the first passage was hard for me, in which I spent much time because I missed time answering with confidence the questions of the last passage. The strategy that I was developing is I spend 30 to 40 minutes reading a book called The Mistborn by Anderson Sanderson. Okay. In addition, I read 4 texts from TPO developed pre-reading strategies. I realize I need to focus more on reading part, maybe. Could you suggest some tips? Okay. Yeah, for reading, there's really 5 basic things that you have to do in order to improve, right? So let's just talk about each of them. And first, what you're already doing. Do some extensive reading, about 40 minutes a day. Read magazines, newspapers, and books. Number 2, you need to improve your vocabulary, right? That means you need to build your vocabulary from my vocabulary lesson 3, 4, 5, and 6 lessons. You need to learn those words. Number 3 is improve your reading speed. You need to improve your reading speed to at least 300 to 350 words per minute. You can do that in the reading section of my online course. Number 4, you should take TOEFL level reading practice test. I think that you're doing that already. And then the next one, number 5, is to make sure that you get familiar with the TOEFL IBT reading question types and the strategies for answering them, right? If you do those 5 things for about 2.5 months, it really does have a very big impact on your reading score. In some cases, more than 7 points. So it might help you go from 14 to 21, and you probably wouldn't complain about that, right? Okay, let's keep going. See, this is personal. I was thinking and doing some volunteer in another country. I am Peruvian in order to improve my English. I am working and I keep money for that. Do you think this is a good idea? Yes. Yes, it is. Maybe could you suggest some volunteer opportunities? Good question. I would volunteer in an area that matches your career interest, right? So try to think what you're interested in career-wise and see if there's opportunities to volunteer in those areas. You say, because in order to get a scholarship such as Fulbright, I need a minimum 90, but I want to achieve 95 to 100 to be competitive. In addition, I feel that time flies, so I was thinking of leaving my job to have more time. I would say more time, not much time, to have more time to practice English. Well, it's hard to make a decision. That's a tough one, right? And only you can do this, my friend. I'm not going to influence you one way or another on that, but I like the idea of volunteering, where you talk to people in English doing something, right, on a day-to-day basis for a few hours each day that gives you a lot of exposure to the language. I don't see anything wrong with that. You might want to check out one thing before we go to your next document you sent me. I want you to check out the website Toastmasters.org, right? Again, Toastmasters.org. It's TOASTMASTERS.org. Check out that. See if you can find a speaking group close to where you live, even in your native country, and you can begin working on your speaking by doing that also. So it also looks like you took some notes on some reading strategy videos over at my online TOEFL course. So yes, I think when you're doing your extensive reading, the pre-reading strategies are effective in helping you engage with the text. That's the purpose, right? So you have an interest and you're engaging with the material and you're taking notes and you're answering questions about that. That's a good strategy, right? So reading for structure is also very good, especially in the sense that you need to be able to understand how to summarize a reading passage, because you need to do that during the reading, the writing, and the speaking sections of the exam. So it comes in really happy. I like the notes you put here for make a descript. You want to say make a description outline. The reading chart, to me, the most important part here is to write a 150-word summary of the reading passages that you're practicing. That's important. Make sure you're not leaving out any essential information. You're not changing the meaning of any information, right? So I think you have a lot of good ideas about what you're trying to do there. The key is, as you do extensive reading, you need to meaningfully engage with the text in order to improve your comprehension of the text. And then once you start doing TOEFL reading practice, right, this is where you go over to my website, go over to the reading section, make sure you know what the reading question types are for the TOEFL exam, and then you know what the strategies are for answering those questions. So I think if you get the reading speed high and then you really have good test-taking strategies, your vocabulary is pretty good, you have exposure already reading English, and you're comfortable reading English, that's a good combination to really bring up your reading score from, say, 14 points to like 21 or 22, right? I think you can do that, but you have to practice, you have to be consistent, and keep working at it. So I think a lot of what you're planning to do looks good from my end. Keep up the good work. And let me know what you decide about your volunteering and all of those things. Okay?